hope you're doing well. Today we're going to learn about elements and compounds. By now, we should all know that matter can exist in the form of elements, compounds, and mixture. Today we're going to focus on elements and compounds. When elements were discovered, a proper classification was required with the easier and better understanding. Many scientists adopted different ways to classify them. They try to find out some pattern or regularity in the properties of elements. So you will see many scientists trying to figure out how to classify the elements, and they all failed. Until in 1869, a scientist named Dmitri Mendeleev organized elements by their atomic masses. Mendeleev noticed that if elements were put in order of atomic mass, some properties appeared in a predictable pattern. This was not actually bad, but it needed improvement. Scientists later found that using an order based on atomic number is better than one based on atomic mass. In modern periodic table, elements are arranged in order of atomic number. Also, elements with the same properties are arranged in the same column. Although the periodic table of elements looks complex, it is easier to follow once you learn how to use it first. The letters are symbols. Each box represents an element. Each element is made up of the same kind of atom, with a specific number of protons in its nucleus, the atomic number. For example, H represents hydrogen. All hydrogen atoms have one proton. The symbol He represents helium. All helium atoms have two protons. The elements are arranged by increasing atomic number. The atomic number displays how many protons are present in the nucleus of the atom. The table is also very colorful. Each box is color-coded to show whether the element is a metal or non-metal. If you take a closer look at one element in particular, you will find its atomic number, atomic mass, element name, element symbol. Looking at the overall table again, you will notice that it is made of columns and rows. The columns are known as groups and the rows are known as periods. All elements in a group or in a column have similar characteristics. All the elements on the left side of the periodic table are metals, except hydrogen. All the elements on the right side are nonmetals, and there are some elements that have the properties of both metals and nonmetals. These elements are called metalloid. There are empty spaces too. The spaces are for elements that had not yet been discovered. Now I have this question for you. What do you think is determined the arrangement of elements in the modern periodic table? Write your answer in the comment. In nature, most elements are joined with all the elements in compound. Compound is a substance made of atoms of two or more elements. That means when two or more elements that have different atoms are joined together, they form compound. Water is one of the most common compounds, which contains of hydrogen and oxygen. About the amount, this compound only contains of one oxygen and two hydrogen. This can be represented in a formula called chemical formula. Chemical formula shows which element and how many atoms of each are in a compound. The chemical formula for water is H2O. The number that's written next to any letter is actually the number of the atoms. So here we have only two hydrogen. An oxygen that have no number next to it, it means it contain only one. So basically, formula is a short way to write how many atoms are there. Take salt for instance. Salt consists of one sodium atom bonded to one chloride atom. So instead of writing all this down, we can short it for NaCl. Na for sodium, there's only one of them, so there's no number. Cl for chlorine, again, there's only one of them, so there's no number in the subscript. Let's look at the larger example. Lactose. 12 atoms of carbon bonded to 22 atoms of hydrogen, bonded to 11 atoms of oxygen, or C12H22O11. It's easy to see why, when looking at a large molecule, the scientists decided to come up with formulas. When working with bigger formulas, it's an extremely useful tool. So, let me give you an example, and you write to me how many atoms are there in a compound. Write what these chemical formulas show and comment your answer. Here is a summary of this video. In a periodic table, elements are arranged by atomic number and properties. The table shows names, chemical symbols, and atomic numbers for all the known elements. A compound is a combination of two or more different elements. A chemical formula shows the number of atoms of each element in one molecule of a compound. And that's it for today. Don't forget to answer the question of the review and the question I asked during the video. Have a great day. Goodbye.